What's going on, everybody, man? I am literally just kind of taking um, I was taking a little drive, just got back from the mall here and was like, let me jump on live right quick. I had recorded a couple little things. I recorded a vid I'll probably post as far as like with the smell side by side with that nitro, excuse me, with the Dumont Soprano Vivid, trying to, really get in and identify what that fragrance is actually going after, what this is actually going after, man. So, yeah, just got in from that. And actually, I'm not even in, man. I'm over here picking up the wifey at one of her sorority things or whatever. She was in a meeting while I was going ahead and running around town. So, just wanted to jump on, man, see what's happening. Beauty Ascent, what's going on? Hey, what's good, Gator? We outside too. You know how we do. Yeah, man. It's a good time to be outside. It's a good time to be outside, man. It's crazy because I'm probably going to change up my scent today. I just really wanted to kind of wear it, when I went in to kind of, get an idea of what it was like, again, that I'm smelling out of this fragrance. I am definitely getting some Raban vibes out of this. I mentioned the robot the other night as far as with this one. I think we're looking more towards like 1 million as far as like the way that this thing presents. It's got a lot. It's like it's an amalgamation of a few different things that's going on in this thing, man, because you've got that definitive 1 million DNA going on in here, because I did go to the mall and I was just like, man, this stuff smells so familiar to me. And what will happen a lot of times is, I smell so many different fragrances that it's like, this smells familiar. This smells familiar. What is this? This smells familiar. What is this? And it's like, dang, I need to go. So I went in, I was like, man, let me go check it out. Let me check it out in Macy's and see what the dealio is, right? Let me tell you something about Macy's, by the way. The more and more I go into like those retail stores, the more upset that I get. And part of the reason why is because when I go into these stores and I see them walking and talking to people and helping people, or, all that kind of stuff, it makes me angry, bro, because it's like, I'll go on a tangent on that in a sec. Let me talk about this. So I went in and I was checking those different fragrances out. I smelled 1 million, the Lucky, and all that kind of stuff. This has a little bit of 1 million Lucky, and an amalgamation with some sort of Y type of DNA in here. That being said, I'm a big fan of this already, man. I think I'm probably gonna like Fury more. But I can't sleep on this because this is actually really nice. I think that if you are especially in that age range that likes that 1 million DNA, that sweet spot of 25 to 33-ish, in that range, this is kind of like a no-brainer. And actually, it does mature. It goes, I think you could get away with this in the 40s and 50s. I think this is actually really, it's nowhere near bubblegum. When I mentioned Y DNA-ish, nowhere near like a bubblegum Y style of DNA. This is definitely something that's going to be sweet, but mellow enough and mature enough to where you can rock this thing out, man. Let's see what's going on. Record Club in the building. Just say, what it do, Gator? He said, I thought my scent of the day was going to be do my nitro elixir, but my dumb ass typed in the wrong unit number for my apartment. Oh, hell no. Hell no. Man, look, it's funny about that fragrance, man. A lot of people are actually talking about it. I don't get mine in until this week. They canceled my order. I didn't realize that they had canceled my order until like, had to be maybe when I shot the video the other day. And I was like, what the is going on? Like, y'all canceling orders and shit? So I was like, let me jump in here and see what the damn deal is, right? So when I sent the email, they sent the apology and all that kind of stuff. It's cool, whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and get the reorder in and all that kind of shit, right? You know, well, I had to contact my contact to get the order in, right? And then they sent a coupon code, and I'm like, after I'd have made the order, like, y'all sent the coupon codes out like 4 days after y'all had canceled the original order. So it's like, bro, really? But I digress, man. I think this is gonna be great. This whole this whole Soprano line is going ham, though. It is going ham. I know my guy Walt was talking about Fury. Fury is what I'm definitely bringing in, because I like that style of DNA. That one, Fruity Fury, has, from what I was hearing from Walt on the review he did, it's gonna go more of that scandal, that JPG, that some of the darker aspects of that of those DNAs. This is going more along the lines of the 1 million Paco Rabanne-ish style of DNAs. Ice with more of the Y DNA. They're taking these DNAs, they're putting this amalgamation of the DNAs together here, and it's coming to make some really nice stuff. Affordable, cost effective, of course. Dumont fragrances are pretty long lasting. I'm getting somewhere so far on this, and I'm going to do my review today on it. So far, I'm getting in that range of about 7 to 8 hours at least on this. On clothes, it's going to stick. That's just a non-quesitor. Ragged Club said, to hell with that late coupon code. Yeah. He said, you got me woke on that other Dumont line now. Which 1 million does it smell like? I'm getting the original 1 million with a little bit of a tint of that 1 million Lucky in there. And then I feel like they're actually adding some other aspects in here. Like I said, when I first sprayed it, I got a little bit of like almost like a Y-ish type of DNA, but it could just be because they are using that pear or the apple. They're using more of a crisper style of fruit to go along in here. I'm down with that. I think that's actually adding to some of the allure in here. It's sweet. It's got a 1 million DNA, but it's not syrupy sweet. And you can't beat a fragrance that's going to allow you to be not syrupy, but it's going to be sweet. It allows it to be fresh. It is kind of aromatic as well. In the fall, this thing gonna slap. And this thing gonna slap hard. This is going to be straight up slapping folk. Like for real. Fury in the fall, gonna be straight up slapping folk. In all honesty, Soprano Ice in the fall is gonna be straight slapping folk because it's slightly aquatic, but it's got mostly that Y DNA. Y'all know how that Y DNA acts in like a little crisp breeze, man. It's stupid. So all that being said, this whole Soprano line, these last few especially that they've dropped, bangers, bro. Like I'm interested in seeing what's coming next because I'm hearing that there's another one coming, but I want to know what that one is gonna be. I gotta know. You say, so I will say too that most of those Dumonts have some staying power. They got a little bit of swagger to them. You know, Ragged Club said, I still like that 1 million DNA because it's fire. It's a fire DNA, man. And here's the crazy part. It's a fire DNA. But the way that they've done this one, they've made it not only fire, but affordable. And it's not going to be exactly like the original that you get. Man, this has an airiness to it as well, like a little bit of an aromaticness to it. Not like overly heavy, but I mentioned in this little short that I did that it kind of comes across like they implemented a little bit of Sauvage somewhere in there. It's not like the way the Sauvage will blow you out the water with the aromaticness, but it's got a little bit of tinge or something in there. It's definitely got a little bit of tinge or something. It's got something in there that is like definitely noteworthy as far as like the way it comes across. But man, I am a fan. I am definitely a fan. I'm looking forward, in all honesty, to seeing how this thing is gonna play coming up soon. I don't know, dude just walked up to the thing. I guess he was trying to see what I was doing. I have no clue. But anyway, that's kind of what it is, man. I think though, here's the other thing, right? I think that as these fragrances start dropping, the other ones, like I said, I think there's another one coming. As these start dropping, I think we're going to start like seeing a lot of folks that are going to be revisiting the older ones, because they dropped a few before these. They had Soprano Soul, Soprano Pure, and a couple other ones. And Soprano Elite, I might actually go back on those and see what they're about, to be honest. Let me see what we got here. Say Zarmel Aeon saying hi. What's going on? Welcome in. Racket Club says, I would like all three of those Dumont now that you mentioned that. So that Fury sounds good too. Yeah, Fury sounds like it's a monster, man. Fury sounds like it is a monster. I am completely down with seeing what that one is about. And like I said, my guy Walt, he was talking about it, man. I think it's definitely good. If he likes it like that, it's definitely good, bro. I am also, I can't wait till Elixir gets in, like real talk. Like I cannot wait till Nitro Elixir gets in, because if it is what I think it is, it's everybody said it's Y Absolute. I mean, not Y Absolute, Myself Absolute. Now, I've been talking about dropping Myself Parfum for a minute. So I'm really looking forward to, I'm probably still going to bring that in, but I'm also looking forward to getting in this Elixir, because if it is as good as what I'm thinking it's going to be, then I may just pass on Y Absolute and just stick with this. Like real talk. Well, other than that, man, I'm probably going to go live in a little bit. I'm definitely going live tonight. I'm just looking at, I think my girl sorority folks, they coming out of the building, and you know how that go. You got a bunch of sorority folks dropping out the building, thanging their thing, just saying. That's us, Neuropupa. I don't know what that means. I can't even tell what that says in all honesty, but if you translate it for me, I'll be glad to talk on that. He said that Myself Absolute ticket is diabolical compared to the OG. Oh man. So I like the La Parfum. I'm actually interested in seeing how close, and I may end up getting the La Parfum and not the original. As a matter of fact, that's probably what I'm gonna end up doing, is getting the La Parfum. And then, like I said, probably not going to get the Elixir. The Absolute. I'm probably going to go ahead and just stick with the Dumont and see how that goes. Because, in all honesty, bruh, like, this goes back to my rant on retail. Let me get back to my rant on retail, because this is where I was going with that. There's when they be talking to people and they be helping people out in these retail stores, there's a part of me that's like, I get it. They got a job to do. They're trying to help these folks out, and they just selling what they got. You know what I'm saying? They don't make the price. These folks don't make the price. And I get that. But there was this girl in there, and she had her son and in there with her, and she was just looking at a couple of fragrances, and she was like, "Yeah, what y'all got in my budget less than 100?" Now me, I'm looking at everything that they got sitting there, and I'm like, you go on Joma Shop, everything you got on this rack there is less than 100. But they couldn't give her anything less than 100. Hell, Tumi Atlas was 130 something in Macy's. Like, and it hurt my heart, bro, because she was legit like trying to find something for her son and for her old man. But they couldn't find nothing that was in her budget. She was like, "Oh, it's okay." And I didn't want to steal these folk thunder, you know what I'm saying? And be like, "Hey, boo, come here. Let me holler at you right quick. Let me put you on this right here. Let me put you on Drum Shop. Let me put you on Fragrance Net. Let me put you on, But it did kind of press me in a way. It kind of made me a little bit angry, bro, because one of the fragrances that they were looking at was 1 million. And I'm like, she's like, "Oh, that smells so good." And her son was like, "Oh, mama, that smells good, man. I want that one. I want that one." And I just wanted to be like, "Hey, you know what? Don't pay attention to these folk. You see that bottle? Joma Shop. Go rock that on there." You know what I'm saying? Oh, hell, get this right here. It's basically the same thing. This is where I have the conundrum, right? I understand people that get on and they talk about how, hey, the price is the price. Okay, the price is the price. Not everybody can afford the price. And I'm not about to have this argument with folk when they talk about, well, that just means you got to save up, your coins for what you really want. That's cool and that's fine for some things. But when you're a single mom and you try to buy something for your kid, you know what I'm saying? And your kid is really like, "Oh man, let me get that." Or you try to buy something for your own man, just try to, as a present. None of that even matters. None of that matters. Because at the end of the day, that price is just too high. And, you can't get it. But what if you could get something that's going to smell like it at a cheaper price? Or what if you go get the fragrance at a cheaper price? I had the short. It had like 1,500 views in like a matter of an hour, a couple of hours or so. When I had the short about me going in JCPenney with that Atlas that I was wearing that day, and that Atlas was literally I got for $55, and they were selling it, and I showed y'all it was $135, and I'm like, really? You know what I'm saying? That's why it hurt. It wasn't even. I ain't trying to put no clone on her. I'm like, hey, you can get this at a better price here. You know what I'm saying? Like that really pressed me at that moment. I was, and I don't know why that pressed me. I don't know if it was because I was sitting there and I was thinking back. You know what I'm saying? Single mother scenario was always kind of messing with me because my mom was a single mother. You know what I'm saying? My dad was around, but he wasn't living with us. You know what I'm saying? Like she was doing the raising. You know what I'm saying? So, I understand she was having money issues at times. So it's just sitting there and seeing how she was trying to do something for these folks, and she was, her little boyfriend, I guess. I don't know. I'm not getting in their business, but it'd be cool if you could do something like that and just go to a site where you can get these same DNAs, the same exact fragrances for a cheaper price. That's what killed me. I'm about to go through all these comments because I see them flying. I see them flying in. Let me see. Ragged Club said, might as well buy a niche for that price. Hell yeah. I still don't know what you're saying, but it's actually, I appreciate you being here. Ragged Club said, it don't smell $100 better than me. I told the salesman and they agree with me. Yeah. Ava Sky, what's going on, Ava Sky? You say, what's this about? Just me venting on some bullshit. Really, because I was talking about, I started talking about this fragrance here, this Soprano Vivid. And I was talking about it and my experience with it, and I was in the mall, and I just started looking at these retail prices on some of these fragrances, and it's insane. And I'm listening to them talk to people about these fragrances, and I'm just like, really? Like, they're paying double what they would pay if they were just online getting these fragrances. Like, they're paying double in there, and sometimes triple. They had Jimmy Choo Man Ice for $120. Tell me in what world? No, it's $110. My bad. In what world do you pay $110 for Jimmy Choo Man Ice? In what world? None. Because I can go Joe Shop right now and get it probably for $30. There's no way. No. Ask us, what's going on? Say, what's up, Gator? Mobile edition. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. To Mix, what's going on? What's going on, ma'am? Said less than $100 in retail. Yeah. She was wild for that, but I understand in a way, because she didn't know no better. You know what I'm saying? And that's the only thing, man. A lot of folks just don't know no better. And of course, retail stores, they don't want you to know no better. Because if you knew better, they might as well fold their racks up. Axel said, what bottle is that, Gator? This is Dumont's new one, the Soprano Vivid. So people have been talking about Soprano Ice, and people have been talking about Soprano Fury. This is the new one. This is the Soprano Vivid. This is kind of their 1 million interpretation. It's like 1 million and a couple of other, it seems like just like a couple little tweaks of that DNA in here, man. It's actually really nice. It's really nice. I've worn it a couple times. Go ahead and do the review on it. It's nice. I like it a lot. So shopping for frags at the mall is a no-go, but I definitely go there to spray and sample buy. And see, that's what those places are good for. It's good to go to a Macy's and be able to, sample. It's good to go to a Macy's and to be able to, smell a fragrance and see what it's about, and then kind of make a decision on whether or not you want to go ahead and bring it in. That way you ain't got to buy a sample decants and everything. Although I still recommend doing decants because you get to spend a little bit more time with it as opposed to putting it on the card. And because you can actually put it on scan and get a few actual wears out of it, Stack boy, Big Lives in the building. He said, we posted up in these fragrance streets. What's happening with you, man? I need to call you when I get off here, man. I definitely need to. Axavon Ripper, that's my brother. That's my real brother right there. Axavon Ripper said, on that Racket Club, he said, before buying, yeah. Mo, what's going on? You say, yo, what's up, everyone? Man, I don't know. The last time I bought anything from a retail store, even with the sales, you're still overpaying by like 30%. Hell yeah. And this is why I don't do it anymore. I can't remember the last time I bought something from a retail store. I smelled a few things, but I haven't bought anything from a retail store in forever. I mean, like, why? It's like me just going in there to waste my money. There's certain fragrances that I can't find online right now that I can see going in there. Like they had To Me Dusk in there. I can't find Dusk anywhere right now, except for like some of the retail stuff. And so you have to buy it there. Polo, the Rouse Club, New York. That one is another one that's not on discounters right now. So, those are some that, you hate paying retail for it, but you would probably have to because there's no other excuse for it. You know what I'm saying? There's no other place you can get it. That's the only thing. Y'all talking to yourselves about Racket Club said the only time I'm gonna buy retail whenever I'm in the airport out of the country. And that's because sometimes, man, those duty frees, they be having some low key, like, oh, I can't find that nowhere else. Damn, that kind of stuff, Mixed Edition says Bath and Body Works Solid finds all day. Don't sleep. Yeah. So, y'all, real talk. Nick ain't lying. There's a few fragrances that I've gotten out of Bath and Body Works where I'm just like, bruh, this is fire. That granite, I like that granite. That one's actually pretty fire. There was a fragrance that they had, and Mix, you probably know what it is. It literally smells just like Altair. Like it smells, I put them side by side and they smell just alike. And I can't remember the name of it. I gotta really look, I have to go back and look at it. But it's like, it's a mist, but it smells exactly like Altair. And then they had the actual bottle, like the perfume as well. And it was a perfume, but it smelled just like Altair. And I was like, shoot, wait a minute. How does this smell just like Altair? They need to make this for men. And actually, it's unisex anyway. So, hell, if you don't mind having a pink bottle, shoot, you got Altair for like $19. Like it was that close. I'm gonna have to go back in there and see. Most of I see people who definitely look defeated at retailers, and I'll pull them to the side and show them, at least Fragnet. I haven't paid over $180 for a fragrance yet, and that includes all my niche, bro. So that's what happened when I was in South Carolina a few weeks back, and I did that video. I ended up bringing a couple people to the side, man, and talking to them, and they got mad at me, like they was fired up. And if you working on commission, I get it. You fired up because this dude, this little chubby dude over here, directed people to go buy from a website that's taking money out of your pocket. I get it. I do get it. I get why you fired up. But I wanted to find old girl and I wasn't able to find her because I was also talking to somebody else in there. But I wanted to go find her and be like, man, look here, let me give you the code or, say whatever, man. Hell, look here, just for the young, and here you go. Take this right here. Because a lot of places don't have it, but my plug does have these in stock right now. And if you don't, I'll tear it up. If you don't know who the plug is, it is Perfume Box has it now, but my folks over at a new store, they've got it. They've had it for a while. But yeah, I like this. I really do. I like this a lot. Let's see. Yeah, I don't even like paying more than $150 for niche. I ain't gonna leave you lie. There's some niche fragrances that I got sitting in the cart that I just don't want to spend the money on. Like investment wise, I don't find a lot of them unique enough. They're unique, but not unique enough, or I don't fall in love with them enough to pull the trigger on them. There's certain ones that I make exceptions on, Trace Elros is probably going to be one of those that I'm going to make that exception on. Triumph of Bacchus was another one that I'll make that exception for. But most of them, it's not going to happen. DFI, Jerjoff. That's another one. But there's not a lot of them. Racket Club said I wouldn't pay $40 for Jimmy Choo. Bro, for real. Who's paying? Bro, when I saw they had that bit for $110, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Because when the girl asked about her budget being $100, I was like, well, at least she can get Mont Blanc Legend Blue. Because they were showing this other woman Mont Blanc Legend Blue at the time. Mont Blanc Legend Blue was 110, 115 in there. Bro, I'm like, y'all tripping. But then I looked, I was like, well, at least you can get like Jimmy Choo. She ain't sure. Like, well, we ain't gonna have nothing for under 100. What? So then I walked over there and I was like, they ain't got Jimmy Choo for 100? 110. Nah, bro, come on. Nah, bro. Sitting vibes with Driz. What's going on, Driz? Yo, Gator. What's up, chat? What's up? What's going on? Mick said, try Moon Carnival. That might be it. Vanilla Romance. That's it. Vanilla Romance. Yeah. That's the one. Vanilla Romance smells like Altair. Like, if you don't mind the bottle, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can get on that. Why would I pay? This is just getting on my soapbox again. Why would I pay retail for perfumes to Marley if I could go to Bath and Body Works and get something that's gonna smell the exact same? And when I walk around, folks, they really ain't gonna be able to tell that much of a difference. Now, I'm not suggesting y'all go and buy Vanilla Romance and you bring it to the house. And for my guys out there, because your girl might be like, "Oh, for me," and you be like, "Nah." If you bring it in the house, just know you're gonna have to share it. You can get away with it with Liquid Broom. I think Liquid Broom's a better interpretation, but it's not by much. Not by much. And the thing about the mist is that it's got like total skin coverage, so you're not just your whole aura becomes that when you spray on the body mist. Right, Club said, I used to have Mahogany Woods and sold it for $100 on my curtain. Mahogany Woods was that guy. Mahogany Woods was that guy from Bath and Body Works. Man, look, you can still, folks will fight you over Mahogany Woods. Mahogany Woods is still that guy. Let's be real. It is still that guy. Siage Satan, the building. What's happening? Let me go back up on the chat here. Mo said, to be honest, without sales overpaying Bath and Body Works now, they all smell great, but usually don't last. Yeah, some of them do have that issue, but there are some, man, that are actually really decent. He said, yeah, I feel for the sales clerk, but I don't want it for those who seem unfazed. Only the ones you can tell are struggling or hesitant. Man, look, there's the crazy part about going into some of these stores is that those salespeople, some of them are assholes. Like the ones I talked to today were pretty all right. You know what I'm saying? Which is why I didn't come completely off glue. But there's some of them, bro. When you get in there, they swear they know everything, and they don't really. And they get to talking all crazy and sporty, bruh. No, you go to hell. I mean, I'll take your sale. I don't care. I don't care, But some of them, you can tell they just working. It's just a job, man. They trying. But yeah, what's going on, C.I. Satan, the building? What's going on? You say, no, babe, that's mine. Get your own Vanilla Romance. Because ain't no romance for you here. Look, I'm telling you, though, here's the thing about that. Is that, going to Bath and Body Works, for some reason, for guys, is taboo. And I don't understand why it's taboo. Because in all honesty, fragrance, there's such a thing as niche and very super high quality fragrance, and I get that, but a lot of fragrances use the same oils and stuff in essence. So if it means that in the air you walk by and people smell Altair and you're buying Vanilla Romance, hey, Randy, the fragrance dude, what's going on? Said, what's good, bro? Been a while since I've seen you live. Yeah, so I've been going on live late, but I'm just kind of doing a little live right now as I'm, kind of sitting around waiting on my girl's sorority thing to leave out, because I just came from the mall, and they weren't ready. So I was at the mall trying to do some side-by-side testing with this thing, Soprano Vivid, and yeah. So I'm just on here, but good to see you in here, man. We got to get on a live and get together soon, man. We definitely do, man, because I enjoyed that last one. That was actually pretty cool. Let's see. See if I said, Siage getting bottles together to make a video. Hey, look, so me and Siage and BT should be doing a video on Tuesday. We're going to do a clone video. That's actually going to be pretty cool. Randy said the new Bath and Body Works Vampire Blood Frag smells really good. I've heard of that. I have heard of that. Okay, so so now I need to get in Bath and Body Works and smell that one. I definitely do, because I've heard you're the second person I've heard say that now. See how I said the vampire candle smoker. Okay, so now I definitely got to get in there. Okay, I got to get in there. We got a Bath and Body Works not too far from the house, so I may actually jump in there and see what's going on. Mick says all the men be Bath and Body Works now. Solid collection from beard to face wash, body spray, soap, cologne. Yeah, that's true. The Bath and Body Works ain't the same Bath and Body Works prissy thing that it used to be that people, think about. Now, yeah, it's really, they got some really nice stuff in there, man. They got some really, really nice stuff. And I did, when I went in there last time, I seen the beard oil and I was like, dang, that's pretty cool. I need something for my face, for my beard. I mean, I be trying, I mean, I'm part of the Apache tribe. You know what I'm saying? It's like Apache here, it's a little patchy here, it's patchy here. So, I don't really have like a lot of beard stuff, but maybe if I had more beard stuff, I could join a different tribe. Mo, speaking of dude, yeah, that's what I meant to do, Randy, when Mo came in here. I meant to say, welcome to Mo's. That's what I meant to say. He said, I'm down at the cultural district with the fam. They're in the loose, so figured I'd come on and say hey. And yeah, we do. Yeah, we definitely do, man. We definitely do. And I appreciate you jumping in. Definitely, man. You class up the joint, as they say. Mick said everybody in my house uses stuff from Bath and Body Works, and people really don't understand that some of your favorite perfumers make sense for Bath and Body Works. Yes, and I think that we're going to see more of a trend with people really kind of putting those perfumers' names on those BBW bottles. Like, when you go online and you look up a clone fragrance or inspired by a fragrance, they're starting now to put the perfumer's name on Fragrantica and all that kind of stuff. And I think we're going to start, seeing that with Bath and Body Works stuff too. Because there's a lot, like you were saying just now, Mix, there's a lot of like perfumers, like known perfumers who are, actually doing those Bath and Body Works fragrances. Joel in the building. The sensei. Scent of the day, Xerjoff, Dolce Amalfi smells exactly like Wrigley's Juicy Fruit Gum. I've heard of Dolce Amalfi too, man. I'm interested in smelling it. I've never smelled it. Somebody told me that it did smell like juicy fruit. And I'm wondering if I need to go ahead and put my nose on that soon. I probably do. Because that actually sounds pretty cool. The minty kind of vibe, I'm kind of cool with. Like, Aoud Lemon Mint, perfect example of that. I'm completely down for that one. Just said I'm gonna be locked in on Tuesday. Oh yeah, man. They said they have 2 good ones worth of bottled coffee and whiskey and vampire blood. So I have coffee and whiskey at the house. Coffee and whiskey's a bomb, man. I love that fragrance. It's so a lot of people, when it came out, a lot of people were talking about how it was, they could compare it to Black Phantom from Killian. And I was like, they're 2 different fragrances. They just have coffee in common, but if you could use those 2 for different occasions. Your Black Phantom is kind of a darker, richer kind of coffee. Is more of your deep kind of resinous type of vibe. And coffee and whiskey is just light, bright coffee. It's like they're using Irish whiskey in there, and it's got this like really like bright. It's got a brightness to it that makes it, to me, it's better for like like fun occasions and even wearing to work. There's something like Black Phantom that's more for like date night type things, but I love both of them. Both of them get good wear. Joel said whatever, talking to everybody. Let's see. Oh, yep. Driz, you say you could get a nice layer with BBW. Yeah, definitely. I be trying not to say BBW too much, because as soon as I say BBW, I be like, folks might get offended. if I wouldn't go offend nobody by saying that I was part of the Apache tribe. If I already ain't offended somebody, somebody might get offended. You know, just saying. Yep, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, everybody. I have definitely appreciate it. Mo said coffee and whiskey is a nice option for Black Phantom. A handful of them definitely worthwhile. I like both. And it's not even redundant to have both. It's actually really cool. Both of them are really, really nice. They really are. And you can use them for different occasions. Spectre Wraith from French Avenue is actually a really good inspiration of Black Phantom as well. So put that on your radar if y'all don't already have it. First of all, the Spectre bottles from French Avenue are amazing anyway, that design, but Wraith is the all black one with the bullet going through it. Corny, yes. The fragrance inside, that thing is deep. And that thing's maturated for the last, when did I get that fragrance? About a year ago? Man, I smelled it the other day and I was like, Black Phantom, who? God, it's gotten dark. That thing has gotten rich, man. Let's see. Regs Dude said, I'm wearing Neptune's Trident, savoring my decants so I could buy it when it gets cheap next spring. So you do what I do. And I think, Joel, you do it as well, where you get a fragrance and, you know, like I get the decant first. I usually get about a 10 ml decant of a fragrance. And I usually wait until it's out to buy it. Sometimes I'm just like, nah, I gotta get it before it's out. But yeah, Neptune's Trident is what I need to get a decant in of that. I know that I need to get a couple of them. I'm out of almost out of room 1015 Wave Child, so I'm getting a bottle of that. Neptune's Trident is going to be. I need to get like a couple of more freshies to end out the season. That might be one of them. That Corsica that Ross was talking about a couple weeks ago, I did get that in, and I'm going through that decant now. It is nice, man. It really is. At first I was like, I don't really get the Millicene comparison, but as it kind of went into the dry down, after like that first like 30, 40, 50 minutes, as it started to kind of settle, I'm like, oh, okay, I get the Millicene now. I definitely get that comparison a lot now. And I like that. I like the way that presents. It's really nice. It's fresh too. It's like a refreshing kind of vibe to it. And I don't know if Neptune's Trident is ever going to get really cheap, Randy. I'm hoping that it does, because it sounds like my kind of DNA. Speaking of my kind of DNA, I saw Neeb jumped on today talking about Cobra and Malibu. And while he said Malibu, you know, because Neeb is over there right now. I think he's over in Dubai right now. While he was saying that Malibu is kind of like the Paradise Garden kind of DNA with kind of a twist or something, he was like, Cobra is imagination on steroids. You know what the word was that triggered me? Imagination. Not steroids, imagination. So I said I was not going to get one of those in, but dang it, I might bring that one in. I was going to probably bring Atlantis in just to see what that is. But dang, man, if I got to bring Cobra in, that'll be another one. Let's see. Mo said, dude, that's a good play. Hopefully on Old Factory. Yeah, I hope so, man. Old Factory has some good stuff. I need to actually get on there later today because they had Torino at a good price. And I was like, I need to go ahead and jump it. Mick says, my sit of the day is Cajal Colada. Ooh, not worth retail at all. $255. Hell nah, get it. Man, no way. I've heard Colada's nice though. I've heard Colada is really, really nice. So it might be worth smelling. I don't know about paying retail though. Joel said Monday and Tuesday will be my 2 new clones wearing. Can't wait to try them on. Yeah, you got to let me know about that one that's cloning the Solar Blue, because that one might be the one that gets me into that house. Because if it's cloning the Solar Blue and it's got it's even in the same ballpark, I might have to jump on that. Dude said coffee and whiskey reminds me of Jensen's Frag Cognac coffee. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Let's see. I'm gonna go through the comments and say da, 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 da. All right, guys, let me go ahead and jump off because I just got my notification. I'm gonna get to these comments. I'll save these and I'm probably gonna answer back in a little bit. Cause the wifey's like, oh, I'm stuck in the front, help me. So now I gotta go flex my manly muscles and help her get her stuff together up here. So yeah, that kind of thing. You know, every once in a while you gotta flex those manly muscles. You know. But man, it's been good talking to everybody, man. I hated jumping through the comments. I see Lenny in here. What's going on, Lenny? What is happening, man? What is happening? I'm gonna be on tonight. Y'all make sure y'all tune in tonight. I'm just gonna be, you know, shooting it as usual. But I may talk a little bit more about Soprano Vivid tonight. So just holler at me, you know. In the meantime, guys, man, y'all take care. Peace out. And as y'all know, as we always say around this time, make sure y'all make today the best day ever on purpose. Peace out.